letting everybody come in. All right. So we're going to be, actually, before we start, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Stephanie. I'm an acupuncturist. I teach Qigong. I'm adding a little bit of yoga and stretching into this class from the perspective of the way energy moves through our bodies according to Chinese medicine. So you're probably going to hear me say the word energy like 100 times because to me, everything is energy. And that's when I do yoga, when I do movement, I really, more than I focus on like what my body's doing, I focus on how I feel the energy flowing in my body. And I really wanted to share that with you to maybe give you a different experience or perspective on yoga and stretching. So same with you, more important than what you're doing with your body is that you try to connect with that feeling of your energy. One of the best ways to do that is through just connecting with your breath. And the other one is kind of like imagery, visualization, intention, which comes sometimes easier to some people than others if you're like more of a visual person. So if you can't quite envision what I'm saying or even feel it in your body, just don't worry about that. Just breathe and feel how you feel in your own body. And over time, you do start to get more of a feeling of like how energy is flowing in your body. And so just don't do anything that's uncomfortable. Just go to what level is for you. It should all be pretty gentle. Yeah, go ahead and start your music if you want to. The only thing also is that we're going to be starting on the floor and then standing. So I'll have to still figure out like how to set up my computer right for you guys to make sure you could still see me. We're going to start laying on our backs so you guys can lay down on your back on your yoga mat or your blanket, and keep your computer so that you can kind of turn your head over and of course see what I'm doing, but I'll be talking you through it. When you're laying on your back, your feet will be on the floor and your knees up. So just get in a comfortable position. Laying on your back, your arms are down by your sides. I'm just going to bring you through kind of a short guided breath work to get you relaxed and feeling connected to your body, connected to the present moment. So I'm going to try to do this with you, but if it's easier, I might just come up and talk you through it. So you're laying down on your back, your knees are up, soles on the floor, arms down by your sides. And just take a big inhale, and on the exhale, feel that you can release all your weight into gravity. Maybe turn your palms up here, feel the backs of your hands on the floor. If anyone has trouble hearing me, just come off mute and let me know. With each exhale, dropping your body into gravity. And imagine you're laying on a bed of clay and your body is starting to make a deeper imprint into the surface below you. So starting with the back of your head, imagine your head just releasing into gravity, making a deeper imprint into the surface below you. Inhale and exhale, releasing through your upper shoulders, upper back, ribs. Feel your face and neck soft. Releasing your hips, those heavy bones right into gravity. Check in and try to make sure you're equally released through each hip, both sides of the hips. So sometimes we might be holding a little more tension in one or the other. Just imagine you can make a really even imprint between both hips. And feel your arm bones and hands release into the floor. And then the bottoms of your feet relaxing into the floor. Good. And then we're going to just start to move our arms with our breath. So on the inhale, just let your arms float up, reaching up to the sky. And then on the exhale, let your arms float up by your sides of your ears. And just stay in that position. It might feel a little tight at first. So just breathe in deep into your chest. And on the exhale, feel your ribs drop to the floor, your arm bones drop to the floor. Feel open all the way through your chest, armpits, all the way to the palms of your hands. And then in your next inhale, and float your arms up above you again, reaching up to the ceiling. And exhale them down to the floor, down to your sides. And do that a few times with your breath. So inhaling up, your arms up to the ceiling. On the exhale, drop them down next to your ears. Stay in that position for one inhale and exhale. Releasing on the exhale. And then again, inhaling them up to the ceiling and down to your sides. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling, float the arms up to the ceiling, over your ears. Inhale and exhale there. And then again, inhale your palms up and down to your sides. Good. We're just going to turn our head side to side a little bit. Just look over one shoulder and then the other, going back and forth. And let your head land on one side. So inhaling, feel an opening through that whole side of your neck, your jaw. Exhale, release. Really let your chin and the opposite shoulder kind of fall away from each other. A few times like this. Again, always imagining how much more can you release your weight into gravity. And then gently bring your face back up and turn to the other way. Breathing in, and on the exhale, softening both your shoulders. Just feel a little smile on your face, relaxing all the muscles of your face. And then again, you can bring your head back, looking up. We're just going to lift one leg up to the sky. Your arms are down by your sides, your leg is up. Move this back a little bit so you can see me. And we're just going to roll through that foot. Oh, I have to keep adjusting this. So rolling through that top foot, just stretching through the ankle. Might feel a little cracking, I always do. Roll both ways. And then drop that foot and go lift the other leg. Rolling through the ankle. And then you can keep that leg up and bring the other leg to meet it again. And let's just point and flex the whole foot. So flex, really push your soles of your foot up to the sky. Feel a stretch through the sole of the foot. Point, flex. And then just let your feet separate so you're kind of in a straddle. And bring that in again. Just a few times. Let's open on the inhale. Close on the exhale. Open on the inhale. Close on the exhale. Good. And just let your feet drop back down. Keep your knees up. And we're going to swing our knees to one side and come into a twist. So when you twist you want to feel aligned. So you might need to kind of shift your hips back a little bit. You want to feel basically a straight line through your head to your hips to your soles of your feet. Bring your arms out in a T. And if you can, look back over your back arm. So you're in a full twist here. Just releasing, once again, releasing into gravity. And I'm going to guide you through a way to kind of open deeper into this twist with your breath. So inhale into your belly. And on the exhale, imagine like a ripple opening both down and up from that center point. So up through the shoulder, out through that top hand, all the way through the palm, and down through that upper hip, outer thigh. And do that a few times. So inhaling into your belly and then imagining this ripple coming down the leg and out the arm. Allow that shoulder of the arm you're turning toward, allow it to drop away from your neck. And now we're going to circle the arm. So bring that back arm up toward your ear. And we're just going to circle it around the body. So take a peek over to the screen if you want to see here what we're doing. Just opening through that armpit and shoulder. Each time feeling a opening through the chest. Just one more circle here. Dropping back into that twist position. And then gently bringing your knees back up. Swinging your hips under you so you feel straight. Just take one breath to align here. Inhale. Exhale, release into gravity. And then bring your knees to the other side. If you need to, kind of shift your hip back a little bit so that you feel pretty straight here. Turn your head to your back arm. Inhale into your belly. And on the exhale, feel this ripple opening through the back arm and the top hip. By back arm, I mean the arm you're looking toward, if you're able to do that. Inhale, feel the opening down the spine and up the spine, kind of allowing you to twist a little further just from the breath. Inhale, feeling open through the palms of your hands. And then bring that arm again, doing some circles. So lift it up to your ear and then crossing forward and down. Inhaling as the arm comes up, exhaling as it's folding over you. This should feel good, but if it feels too tight in your shoulder, you could just skip it. You could just stay in the twist, whatever feels good for you. Just letting your arm float back down. And once again, coming back to center. Okay, so we're back on our back here. And now we're just going to do a few movements to open up the hips. So imagine that right in the back of your hips, in the back of your pelvis is like a clock. The tailbone is 6 o'clock, right? And if you roll up a little bit, kind of tuck your tailbone in, you'll hit an area kind of at the base of your ribs. That's 12 o'clock. So a few times, roll up and down between 6 and 12. So rolling down, kind of pushing your tailbone into the ground just a little bit. And then tucking the tailbone and rolling back up to 12. Try to keep your lower back muscles relaxed through this. So even though you are using them, especially when you kind of tip the tailbone back, see if you could just still keep the lower back muscles soft. They're not clenching them up or anything. Good. And then come back to the center of the clock. And we're going to roll our hips around the clock. So going from down to 6 again, just moving either clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever one feels good. imagining the whole lower back and you're rocking it in the circle. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Then just coming back to 6 o'clock, the tailbone on the floor and going the other way. Really feel how you can move through each number around the clock. So if any area feels tight, just sending your energy there, your intention there, your breath there, open to that area. And then just come back to neutral again. Just looking at my notes here. All right. So now just grab your knees, bring your knees up a little bit, your feet off the floor, hold your knees with your hands, and we're just gonna make some circles with the knees now. So it'll be a pretty similar motion to that clock moving on the floor. And now we're just adding a little more movement in here. Go one direction and then pause and go the other direction. And then just come back to center. You can hold your hands behind your thighs now and just use your feet and your legs to kind of rock you up and down. Rocking up and down on the spine. Just do that a few times. Keep your neck and your chin tucked in. And then the last time, you're just gonna bring yourself all the way up. Good. All right, so now we should be sitting, and you guys can just find a comfortable cross-legged position, whichever foot feels comfortable in front. Great. And we're just gonna do a few hip circles like this. So your hands are on your knees, and we're just gonna kind of use our torso to rock the hips around a little bit. And let's add our breath to this. So inhaling forward, exhale back. Inhaling forward, exhale, tuck your chin in as you come back. Inhale and exhale. And then come back to center. Let's actually put the other foot in front. So this is usually like the non-dominant way to sit, just to get balanced. And we'll do those hip circles again. So moving to whichever side feels natural for you. I usually move forward toward the front, the hip that's in front. So moving forward on that side and back on the other side. Inhaling forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then come to standing, just sitting straight, tall. Take a couple breaths here to check in. So you can close your eyes. Feeling really tall, so sending your hip bones and your tailbone down to the floor. And then rising up through the top of your head. Your spine really long, just sort of floating up. Then you can open your eyes, and we're going to do a few forward backward movements. So the hands come to a cactus shape, the palms are open. And as we inhale, we're going to kind of tip forward, lean your chest forward, open the stretch to the front of your neck, kind of tipping forward on your pubic bone there. And as you lean back onto your tailbone, you're going to round in and close your hands into little fists right in front of your eyes. And then open up. Inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes. Close your fists. Close your spine. Inhaling, open. Open your eyes, look up. Open your palms and exhale. And let's just do this a few times. Inhaling, lifting, smiling, opening. Exhale, close. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, close. And one last time. Inhaling, open. Exhale, close. And then just come back to sitting straight and tall. All right. So now I'm going to lead you through one more kind of circular movement here. So the leg that's in front, we're going to be hugging ourselves. That same side arm is going to be on top. So it takes a little coordination, but just make sure the knee that's in the front is the arm that's on top, and we're just hugging ourselves. Good. And reach so far back that you might feel like a little indentation behind your shoulder, like in the bone there. Kind of don't dig in like too much, but just kind of press in there. Give yourself a really nice hug here. And then the knee that's closer to the foot that's closer to you, we're going to lean to that side. So it's the same side as the arm that's down, foot that's in. And we're going to make a big circle here. So just swing forward, really release to the back of your head, drop your neck, and then swing back to the other side and swing back. And with your fingertips holding the back of your shoulders, you can really release back a little bit. Almost feel like you're holding yourself. And we're going to move in a big circle like that. So swinging forward to that inner leg side and back. And when you're back, really just allow yourself to release through the front of your neck. So your neck is just going for the ride on this one. Dropping forward, releasing back, and then come back to center. And then we're going to switch everything. So switch your feet back to the way they were. Good. The same knee that's in front, that arm is going to hug on top. So just get in that position. Then the arm that's at the bottom, we're going to lean to that side, swinging forward, and then just making a nice, big, smooth, easy circle. Exhaling as we come forward. Inhaling to float back. Exhale forward. Inhaling, using your fingertips behind your shoulder to allow your body to just fall back and front. Maybe each time you're forward, coming a little bit closer to the ground. And then just floating up tall. Drop your hands. I'm just going to take my notes here. Okay, great. So from here, with your hands behind your hips, we're just going to come into a gentle straddle now. So this should feel good after our legs were kind of turned in a lot. And you're going to just kind of shake through your legs. Push down through your sitting bones, rise up to the top of your head, feel really tall on your spine, and just rocking through the hips. And then we're going to make a circle with our ankles. And as our toes come up, our knees are just going to actually naturally rise up. So we're circling the ankles in and back, in and up, and then back and down. And the knees should just kind of naturally come up, and feel how each time you press the toes back and down, you're feeling them opening through the inner thigh. Make sure you just keep breathing, pushing down through the sit bones, rising up to the top of your head. And then just let your legs fall naturally. And we're just going to lean our elbow or our forearm on the shin here and reach over our ear. Let's take a few breaths here. So allow that lower shoulder to relax. A lot of times it crunches up to the neck. Just feel it relax down. And feel your lower ribs twisting forward a little bit, and the upper ribs twisting back, looking up over that top arm. Just a few big deep breaths, seeing if you can release into the shape. And after your next exhale and the inhale, you're going to use the inhale to float yourself up with the arms out. Big inhale, you can stretch through the fingers, and then the exhale, go the other way. Inhale and exhale, release your lower shoulder, release your upper shoulder. If you can, looking up over that top arm, and just very gently spiraling the ribs, the lower ribs spiraling forward, the upper ribs spiraling back. After your next exhale, float in on the inhale. And then we're going to go back and forth with the breath. So exhaling to one side, inhaling, just floating up, reaching out. Exhale to the other side. Inhaling, open like a big starfish. Exhaling, letting that top arm just drape over the ear. Inhaling, open. Exhale, drape. Just moving and floating on your breath. Let's just go one more side. And then pause when you're open here. Reaching once again out through, all the way from the chest, out through the arms. Let your shoulders drop down from your neck. Let's feel energy through your arms, through your palms and fingertips. And let's imagine we all have like our wings spread out here. And virtually we can just kind of touch and tickle each other's wingtips. So let's feel connected here, even though we're all in different places. Imagine we're touching our wingtips to each other. Good. And then bring your hands down and your feet in front of you. Your hands are just behind your hips comfortably. Your feet are spread out, not too close. So wider, your feet are wider than your hips. And we're just going to do some windshield wipers here. So you're rocking our weight side to side. Feeling an opening through that outer thigh. And then just pause when you're in one side. And the back leg is going to stretch out. And only do this if it feels comfortable for you. But if you can, you're going to reach that back arm and touch the toe. And just take one inhale here. Exhale, feeling an opening through the back of your leg. And then gently bringing that arm behind you, gently bringing both feet back up onto the floor. And then once again, let's windshield wiper our knees. Try to keep relaxed through your neck and chest and upper back. And then going the other direction, reaching that back leg away from you, stretching it out. And then with the other hand, reaching over to the toe. So it's a big stretch for this knee. If this doesn't feel right, you can actually just put your foot on the floor if it feels like too much of a pull on the knee. Just feeling a stretch through the back of your leg, the inner leg. Good. And then once again, bringing both feet onto the floor. And now we're just going to have our legs in front of us. I'm going to go at kind of an angle to make sure you guys can see me. And just shake through your legs. Push your sit bones down into the floor. You can just bring your legs to stillness. Your hands are right beside your hip bones. Push your hands into the floor. And the top of your head up to the sky. So feeling really long through your spine. And then once again, you can point and flex through your toes. And then just bring your toes to kind of comfortably rest. And we're going to do just a little bit of massage on our legs. working with actually the direction that energy flows in the acupuncture meridian. So bring your hands to your lower back. And as we bring our hands forward, we're just going to kind of smooth out from the lower back down the outer legs, not just kind of pushing lightly into your skin, so sort of grazing along the skin, down to your legs, all the way over to your tops of your feet. So press over your feet. You should feel like a nice stretch over the foot. And then we're going to graze our hands up the inner ankle, inner calf, inner thigh, all the way, kind of pull through your hip groin to your lower back. And that should feel good. It should feel like you're kind of stretching through your hips to your lower back. And then again, down the outer leg, push down the toes, and then up the inner leg. And we'll do that with the breath a few times. So exhaling forward, giving yourself this nice nurturing touch, press through the toes, inhaling up the inner leg. Exhale forward. You can release the back of your head. Inhaling, rolling up the spine. And one more time, exhaling. And inhaling up. Good, and once you come up, we're going to slowly make our way to hands and knees. I'm going to put my thing at an angle here. Good. So now we're in our hands and knees. And we'll do a few cat-cows here. So as we inhale, let your belly drop, turn your tailbone up to the sky, lift up your chin a little bit. Feel this stretch along the whole front of your spine, and then exhale, tucking the tailbone, pull your belly button in, drop the top of your head, push the tops of your feet into the floor, and a few times back and forth. Inhaling, drop your belly down. Exhale, pull your belly in. Really go to the full extent of the inhale and the exhale. And even on that exhale, when you think you've got it all out, pull your belly button in even more and push it out. One more time, inhale and exhale. And then come back to neutral. So we're going to stretch one leg behind us. The other one is down. And one leg is behind you. And feel a long line from that back heel all the way through the back leg, through the spine, and out to the top of your head. So keep your neck aligned with the angle of your spine. So it shouldn't be down dropped, it shouldn't be up, it should just be really aligned. Just breathing a few times here, feeling a stretch through that back leg. Now the knee that's under you, we're going to take that foot and kind of open it out to the side a little bit. So we're going to move it toward the hand, creating just like a little bit of an angle. Good. And then we're going to just do a kind of a, what would you call this? A little bit of a side plank, a supported side plank. So roll your weight onto that shin, lift up the arm, and just let it drape over your ear. Good. So the same arm and leg, the same side, are reaching out. And we just turn that shin back just to give us a little more support here. And look up under your armpit, up at the ceiling, push through your bottom hand. Release your shoulder away from your neck, away from your ear. Just feel that long line of energy. Push the sole of your foot onto the floor. And then gently let everything fall back into hands and knees again. Just take a breath or two to feel centered. Good. And then reach the other foot back. Pressing through the sole of your foot out to the top of your head. Pressing your hands into the floor. And then kind of kickstand that shin out a little bit. I'm just gonna turn so you guys can see me still. Good. The other foot is out. And then just move your sole onto the floor and open and spiral open through your arm, first up to the ceiling, and then just let it drape over the top of your head. And take a few breaths here. Let the shoulder soften away from your ear. And like we did in the straddle, maybe feel the lower ribs come forward a little bit and the upper ribs spiral back. Not forcing it, just feeling how the energy on its own kind of spirals you open in the breath. And then coming back to center. And then we're just going to drop back into a child's pose. So either your knees can be wide or they could be in closer together, however feels comfortable for you. Feel your forehead soften into the floor, making that connection between your third eye and the earth. On the inhale, feeling everything fill up and expand. And on the exhale, just feel like you just deflating and releasing into gravity. So a few times like this. Now we're going to actually ripple, kind of start to ripple up. So tuck your tailbone under you. Feel like this little ripple happening under your whole spine and pulling you up. And you're going to keep that going until you fall into a cobra and go back to child's pose. So just feeling the inhale, lifting you up. Your tailbone is tucked under to start, and the whole spine ripples forward. And when you get to the bottom, press into the tops of your feet so your knees come off the floor, roll your shoulders back, and just look up. And then drop your knees down and go back to child's pose. On the exhale, inhale, roll forward. And if that's too much, just kind of come to where it's comfortable. If it's too much, just even come to hands and knees and don't even go all the way. Exhale back. Inhale, roll forward, push the tops of your feet to lift your knees, roll your shoulders back, open, and shine your energy out through your chest, soften your face, lower your knees, and exhale back. Really stretch back through your tail, feel really long. And one more time, rolling forward, opening up, and then just coming back to hands and knees. And now we're going to tuck the toes under and go into a downward dog. Taking a few breaths here, push your soles of your feet and the palms of your hands into the floor. Take your pinkies of your hands and kind of press your weight into your pinkies of your hands. Feel how that opens up through your shoulders a little bit. Just a few breaths here. And now we're going to lift one leg up. So we're just in a one-legged dog. Flex through that upper ankle. So really push your energy out through your foot. Feeling like you're making a connection from the sole of your foot all the way up to the sky. And then as we roll forward into a plank, we're going to bring that knee to the opposite elbow. And then push back into the three-legged dog. Roll forward into plank and bring your knee to the same side elbow. We're just doing a little bit of core here. We'll just go one time each side again. Rolling forward, bringing your knee to the opposite elbow. Pushing back. Rolling forward to plank, bringing your knee to the same side elbow. And then just reach both feet back into plank and come back into a child's pose just to rest in between. Take a couple breaths here. Rolling up into hands and knees, tuck your toes under and back into down dog. Relax through the front of your ankles. Feel your toes spreading onto the floor. Feel your fingertips spreading onto the floor. Press into the pinky side of your hands to spiral open through the shoulders and lift the opposite foot up to the sky. Try to keep your hips square. And imagine you can shoot energy all the way out through your foot out to the sky. And then draw the energy back into your foot to actually bring that knee forward as you roll to plank. Reach that knee to the opposite shoulder. Push back. Roll forward into plank, reaching your knee to the same side elbow. Pushing back into dog. One more time, knee to the opposite elbow. Keep your belly up. Reaching back and knee to the same side elbow. And then just once again, stepping back into a plank here and bringing your knees down. And we're gonna come all the way to a very low squat. So just very gently start to walk your hands back, 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 until you can roll up on your toes. And then just drop your head here. Take a few breaths to really allow your whole spine to drape over your knees. And then continue to push your weight into your feet, kind of press down into your toes to lift your hips up. Inhaling, fill your whole hips with air. Exhaling, allow your head to drop into gravity. And if your knees need to be bent, that's fine. And then really rock your weight back onto your feet, bend your knees, and roll up the spine. Very, very, very slowly rolling one vertebrae up at a time until you're standing. Okay. So now just hang on one second because I'm moving my camera. You guys can see me. So just get into that standing pose while I'm adjusting here. Build this back up again. Okay, I want to make sure you guys can see me here. And actually, I want you to now move your mat or your blanket away because we're going to be moving into some Qigong here. And we don't want anything getting in the way on the floor. So kind of just throw it off to the side. And we should be standing basically like kind of in a mountain pose here. And I just want you to separate your feet just a little wider than your hips because this is the stance that we start out in Qigong. So feel really stable and grounded. And I'm going to bring you through a little bit of a standing meditation just to reconnect to our breath and our body. So first, just watching the breath naturally come in and out. Feeling it enter through your nose, floating into your throat, down through your chest, and all the way into your lower belly. And then imagine that you can send the energy from your lower belly down through each leg and out through the bottoms of each foot. And as you do that, feel the soles of the feet relaxing, spreading onto the floor, sending your energy from your lower belly out through your leg, out through the bottoms of each foot, and rooting all the way through the floor, through the base of your home or house or building, whatever you're in, all the way into the earth. So imagine the energy streaming down from the belly, out to the legs, out to the feet, into the earth. And then imagine the energy from the earth rising back up, those roots we sent down, all the way back up into the bottoms of your feet. Feel the energy rising up both of your legs and back into your lower belly. And continue to see the energy rising up through the center of your body, up through the center of your chest, and all the way out through the top of your head. And now imagine it's reaching up to the sky. So you might feel yourself grow just a little bit taller and longer as you have the energy sending down through your feet and up through the top of your head. And it's like you're a connection between earth and heaven. And with that extra length and space you might feel now in your torso, just invite the breath to come in even deeper, filling your ribs side to side and front to back and top to bottom. And then you can open your eyes, sink your knees down just a couple of inches. We use a bent knee with Qigong, and turn the palms out. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the palms out and up above us. At the top, the palms are facing down to the top of our head. And as we exhale, just let the palms float down the front of the body. Very slowly, down, down, down. Keep them moving down. And you're bending your knees again. And then inhale, the arms float up, the legs straighten, look up. Exhaling, the arms float right down the front center of the body as the knees bend. Let's just do this a few times. This very basic introductory Qigong movement called the cleansing breath. Inhaling, rising up. Exhale, the arms float down, the knees bend slightly, softly. Inhaling, rising up. Feel the air along the palms, like you're moving the air up. And then as you exhale, feel like the palms acting like a filter, filtering down and out through your body, anything you want to let go of, any tension, any emotions. Inhaling up, exhaling, filtering the energy down from the top of your head, down through your chest and belly, out through the bottoms of your feet. And then just standing tall here, close your eyes once again, just feeling, notice how you're feeling, take a couple breaths. Good. And step your feet even a little bit wider now. And we're gonna just warm up. So we're gonna send our weight from foot to foot and let that knee bend on that side. Just gently rocking, feeling, it should feel good. It should feel just naturally moving. And we're going to start to roll our shoulder. So the same side leg that's bent, rolling that shoulder back. Feeling how this is warming up and opening up your chest and your hips and your shoulder. And then we're going to turn that into a big circle. So the arm reaches out. And we're creating these two spirals of energy around us. So as one arm is lifting, the other one arm is lowering. Start to feel a little bit of twist to your chest, so you can look side to side to that opening arm. Keeping moving with your breath. And then just coming back to center here. Heel toe your feet in a little bit so they're a little bit closer again. And we're going to do some rolling through our neck. So first to start, imagine the tippy top point of your head has like a pencil coming out of it that can reach up to the ceiling. And just lift up to the top of your head and start to draw a big circle on the top of the ceiling. So what this does is make sure that we're not crunching through our neck, but really extending all the way through the bones of the neck, reaching our head to the top of the ceiling. just as much as feels comfortable for you. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Make sure your whole arm is relaxed. Coming back to center and then going the other way. Just going to the edge that feels comfortable for you. Feeling the energy spiraling up to the top of the head. And then just coming back to center. And we're going to bring our hands to our palms together and start rubbing our palms. And just keep, once again, just very slightly soft at your knees, which keeps you very in a grounded energy, rubbing through the palms and trying to create some warmth and heat and electricity through the palms. Keep your elbows and shoulders relaxed and take some really deep breaths into your chest as you do this. So in through the nose and release everything out through the mouth. One more time. Exhale out. And then you could slow that down and bring one hand over your lower belly and the other hand over that hand. And then just close your eyes for a couple breaths here. Release the tension through your shoulders. Feel your shoulders drop away from the ears. And just send some warm healing energy that you created from your hands into your lower belly. Feeling your lower belly soften underneath the warmth of your hands. And as the belly softens, the breath can come in even deeper, feeling that rising and falling of the belly underneath your hands. So the hands are feeling the belly is feeling your hands, making this connection. And then you can open your eyes. And similar to how we did when we were seated with our legs forward, we're going to move our hands along our skin. So bringing our hands together up to the chest. At the chest, crossing the opposite arm with your hand, and then bringing the hands back together to the chest. Then looking up, coming up over your neck, over your face, just not on your face, just kind of on an inch away from your face, and then onto the top of your head, down the back of your head, your hair, and onto the tops of your shoulders. Then just kind of trying to move across the front of your shoulders to your upper back. And as we lean forward, we're going to bring our hands down our lower back, down the outer part of our leg and thigh, over the top of your foot, and up the inner ankle, inner thigh, to your belly. And then back up to your chest, and we'll do this a few times, kind of making a big circuit here. So hands up to the chest, cross the arms, back to the chest, up over the neck and face, down the back of your head. Cross to the front of your shoulders to your upper back, and then gently, gently down your outer and back of your leg, over the top of your foot, up from your inner ankle, inner calf and thigh, to your lower belly, and then continue the circuit. So up to the chest, cross the arms, up the neck, over the face and head, down the back, feeling like you're giving yourself this nurturing, healing touch. And at the same time, kind of sweep, as you're sweeping along, you're moving any blockage of energy. So imagine you're sweeping along the flow of energy, like a little current around your whole body. Down the outer leg, drop the top of your head at the bottom, rolling up to your spine. And then just standing tall at the top, drop your shoulders down, let them sink down, and bring your hands to your lower back. Step your feet out a little bit wider again. And like we did with the hands on the belly, just taking a couple of breaths to send the warmth of our hands, warm healing energy coming out of our hands and absorbing into our lower back. Feeling any tension melt in the lower back so that it feels more soft and open. And feeling that rise and fall of the lower back with the breath underneath the hands. Then we're going to do some hip circles. So you could either leave your hands on your lower back or you could bring them to your hips, whichever feels comfortable for you. We're just going to lean to one side. So pause here. Feel, drop that shoulder away from your ear. Feel a long line of energy stretching through your hips and your ribs and your outer leg. Then we're going to swing forward. So we're basically parallel with the floor. So look down to the floor. Your torso should be parallel. Push through your feet. And then send energy out through the tailbone backwards and then out to the top of your head forwards. Imagining how this can create a little extra length in your spine. And then push through the feet to push yourself back up to lean to the other side. Just pausing here, allowing that stretch to happen through the ribs and hips, outer leg. And then you're gonna, especially if your hands are on your back, you're just kind of drape over your hands. So push your hands slightly into your lower back to feel how your upper back can drape back, open through the neck. Keep your belly button in just a little bit to protect your spine. And then we're going to connect the dots. So start to rock to the side again. And we're going to make a big circle with our hips. And also with the top of your head. So nice, big, smooth hip circles here. And you can imagine that you're in a big bowl and the hips are scooping out the side of the bowl, you know, and you want to get like all the icing around the bowl. So imagine you can really hit each side of the bowl. Don't lose touch with the circle. One more time, back, forward. And then when you come to the side, just kind of floating back up to center. Take a couple of breaths to feel tall here. Push through the bottoms of your feet, lift up to the top of your head, drop your shoulders. And then going the other way. So whichever side you leaned forward, lead to first, just lean the other way. Swing forward, pausing here, parallel to the floor. Reach your energy out to the tailbone and out to the top of your head. Pushing through your feet to come to the other side. And then draping back. And now connecting the dots, making a nice big, easy circle with your hips. Yeah. Big circle. Just check the time. Keep doing that. And then come to, as you come forward the next time, we're actually just gonna let the arms drop in front of us and hang forward. Feel the arms really heavy, feel the top of your head heavy. If you need to, you can bend your knees so you can touch the floor. You're gonna try to touch the floor. And I'm gonna lead you through a few rounds of breath, circulating the breath between ourself, our body, and the earth. So imagine on the inhale, you're inhaling up through the bottoms of your feet, up the legs. Feel that inhale expand your whole lower back and belly. And on the exhale, feel the breath go down the spine, out to the top of your head and hands. Imagine the earth receiving that exhale and kind of circulating it and then back into your feet. So inhaling up the feet, up the legs into the lower back. Exhaling from the back down the spine, out to the top of your head. Imagine that breath circulating into the earth and then coming back up the feet. So this beautiful circuit of energy that we're creating. Let's do that a few times. Each time letting gravity pull your head just a little closer to the floor. And now take a few rocks back and forth between the toes and the heels. And then bend your knees deeply. Push to your feet. And just very effortlessly rolling and floating up. Feeling one vertebrae at a time stack. Feeling the shoulders kind of just roll and lock into place. Feeling tall through the top of your head. And just taking a couple breaths here to check in. Notice how you feel. Hopefully you're feeling good. You'll just heel toe your feet in a little bit so you're not too wide, but your feet are still a little bit wider than your hips. And the hands are going to be palms up right in front of the hip bones. The arms are in a kind of a curved shape. And just once again, always drop your energy down from your shoulders. We always tend to pull them up, so just dropping them down. The hands are kind of in a relaxed curve here. Bend your knees slightly. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten the legs and just bring the palms up to the heart height. Turn the palms down. Exhale them back down to the hips. Bend your knees. Turn the palms up and inhale, rise up. Turn the palms down. Exhale down. So a few times like this. Each time you inhale, feeling like you're pulling and kind of lifting the energy up under your heart. And then exhale down. Good. Keep that going. Lifting up under your heart. Turn, exhale down. Turn the palms up. Feeling how you're sort of lengthening the spine here as you pull up. Exhale down. And the next time we inhale, we're going to pass the heart, go past the face, reaching all the way up to the sky. Just pause here. The fingertips are pointing up to the sky. And then exhale out and down, bending the knees, coming back to that original shape. Good. Do that again. Inhaling, lifting up through the chest, all the way up to your face, reaching up. Imagine you can touch up to the sky. Exhaling out and down, floating down. And a few more times like this. So lifting up the heart, lifting up the face, reaching up to the sky. Exhaling, sending our energy out and down, floating down. Do this 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhale down. So I call this the natural facelift because the feeling is that we can really lift up the muscles of your face, the energy of your face, reaching up to the sky, and it really kind of lifts up your spirits as well. And let's just do one more. See if you can feel that. Feeling that energy rising up. Exhale down, keep your legs straight. Just dropping your hands down to your sides here. Good. And then we're going to turn to one corner of the room. So both of the feet turn. They should kind of both the toes should be pointing in the same direction. But just still make sure your feet are about a hip width wide from each other. Just kind of get situated to one corner of the room here. And first I'll teach you the legs, then we'll add the arms, and then we'll add the breath. So with the legs, you're just going to bend into that front knee, kind of put all your weight into that front foot, and press through the back heel. Feel a stretch through the back half. And again, keeping the back of the neck long so the head, top of the head is reaching forward. And then lean all your weight into your back leg, stretching through the front. And going back and forth a few times like this. So kind of just lunging forward and back, keeping the back of the neck long. So every time you're forward, you're just going to be peering down a little bit, head past your knee. Good. Actually, we'll add the breath in before the arms. So like inhale as we come back, exhale as we go forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. And now we're going to add the arms. So as we inhale back, we're going to just allow our arms to kind of rise up past the front of our body, past our head. So we're at a little bit of an angle back. And as we exhale, we're going to bring that whole shape forward and the arms float down. Inhaling, the arms float up. Exhaling, the arms forward and then down. Inhaling up. So imagine that you're turning a big wheel with your hands. Inhaling the wheel up and down. Inhale, feel the stretch all the way up to the front of your body, through the chest. Exhale down. Try to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, if that's comfortable. Going really slowly, mindfully, imagining that you're turning this wheel of energy in front of you. So one of the things I love about Qigong is that we can kind of like direct the energy in our body in different directions. We can also direct the energy around us. Just feel like you can have this magical ability to turn this energy around in front of you. Very empowering. And then one last time when your hands are forward, just very gently come back to center and go the other way. So just situate yourself to the corner of the room and just lean into that front knee. Take a couple seconds to stretch through the back heel and feel a long stretch through the back leg all the way up to the top of your head. And then leaning back, just slightly opening through the chest, leaning forward. Inhale as you come back. Exhale as you're forward. So don't drop the head, but just kind of keep the back of the neck long. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And then bringing the arms with you. Just kind of rising them up gracefully up to the top of front of your body. Exhale, bring that whole shape forward, and then drop the arms. And now starting to turn this big wheel in front of us. Exhale forward. Inhale up and back. Exhale forward. See if you can start to feel the breath moving you. So even before the movement, the breath is what happens first. So the inhale starts to bring you up. Then that exhale, and you ride over the exhale. So there starts to become, it's like an effortlessness, but at the same time, we are creating this swirl of energy in front of us. So there's like power, but like an effortless power. I don't know how else to describe it. Inhaling out. Exhale. The next time the arms are forward, just naturally bringing yourself back into a standing position. And why don't we just one at a time roll through each ankle, lift your knee up, just to release any tension that might have built up in that ankle there. Good. And then bring your feet once again a little wider than your hips. Just gonna check the time. Okay, good. So another fun Qigong movement called pushing clouds. So bend your knees, just kind of fall into a relaxed shape. And we're gonna take one hand, just bend the elbow and bring the hand up to your shoulder. And we're gonna move that hand across the other shoulder. And you're gonna have a little bit of a twist as you do that. And then just down to your hip. So try that again. So kind of just pushing that hand, a little bit of a twist, and down to the hip. And let's try that on the other side. So bring your hand up to your shoulder, move it across the other shoulder, kind of feel like you're moving the energy, moving the air, and then back down to the hip. And again, same side shoulder, opposite shoulder, and then kind of create a little bit of like a half circle back down. And now we're going to do this at the same kind of alternating arms, but like doing them at the same time. So bring that first arm up, move it across, and as that one is coming down, the other arm is going to come up to the shoulder. And as this arm continues its circle, the other one starts its push. So it's harder to describe and break down, but once you start doing it, it should feel pretty natural. You're basically creating these two little circles in front of you. Two little circles with one arm. And as you can see, I'm leaning my weight knee to knee. So as I push my hand, I'm pushing my weight into that knee a little bit, straightening the opposite leg. So this is called pushing clouds. So imagine there's this like little cloud in front of you, and you're kind of just pushing it away. Not forcing, just pushing it along its way. Good. Make sure that lower arm continues its sweeping motion back up to the shoulder. Good. And then you start to have a little bit of a twist in your chest so you can look in the direction of that pushing top hand. And we're going to inhale to one direction, exhale to the other direction. We're always bringing the breath into it. Inhaling one direction, exhaling, pushing that little cloud away. So once again, having this power within us to move the energy around us. So you could do this if you feel kind of like an energy in the room or something that you just want to like clear or release. You can do this to clear out that energy from the field around you. Inhaling in one direction and just making these two nice, smooth, swirling circles in front of you. And just one last time after you push, bring your hand to your sides. And now we're going to do a little bit more of like an energizing movement. I don't think you could see my toes, but we're going to be rising up on our toes and down. So do that a few times just to get some strength in your feet. Up on our toes and down. You might be a little wobbly, that's fine. All right, good. Now bring your heels down, and then you're going to bend your knees pretty deeply. You can just hang your hands on your knees for a second and watch what I do. So the hands are going to create like a little bit of a claw shape, almost like you're holding like a squishy ball. And the arms are straight and just kind of drop down in front of your knees. The knees are bent. As we inhale up, we're going to come up on our toes like we did. The arms come out and up, and almost like you're catching a big ball above your head. Up on your toes, and then down. The hands come in front of you. Inhaling up, exhale down. Inhaling up. So do this a few times if you need to look at the screen, but then when you get the hang of it, make sure you lengthen the back of your neck. So your eyes are going to look down a little bit when you come down, and look up as you come up. And we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Good. And with this kind of clawing shape that we're making through our hands, you're imagining that you're kind of like combing out the energy around you, or like raking through it. And what that's doing is clearing the space, clearing this energy, this aura of space around us with our hands, with our breath, and with our intention. Inhaling up, exhale down. And do this a few more times. And once you've cleared out the space, now imagine you can create and activate this energy around you, creating this protective shell or kind of like egg shape of energy around you, activating this aura, activating this protective energy. Exhale down. And the next time we're up, see if you can hold up on the inhale, and then just exhale after everything just floating down. And take a few breaths, close your eyes, just to catch your breath. I know that always gets my heart rate going a little bit. Dropping your shoulders down, softening through your chest. Just watching your heart rate come back to center, come back to natural, neutral. All right, so we're almost with our last move here. This move is going to require some balancing. So we're going to bring our feet right under our hips. So the inside of the feet are not touching, but they're probably about like 2 fists wide apart. And you can bring your hands on your hips to start, just to keep your balance. And you're going to send your energy through one of your legs just to feel really rooted and grounded with that leg, and bring the other knee up. And really flex through that foot. So imagine you can push energy out through the sole of your foot. I'm just going to turn it at an angle to show this better to you guys. And then as we bring our legs straight, we're going to straighten it back behind us and tip our torso forward. And then just bring it back. And you might wobble a little bit. You might need to put your foot on the floor in between. But we're going to create kind of like a warrior 3 shape. And then if you can, bringing that knee back up, standing tall. Exhale as you reach forward and back with the leg. Inhale, feel that the inhale kind of like consolidating your energy, bringing your knee up. Exhale, spread the energy out. Stretch out through the back of your leg and your heel. Inhaling back up. Exhale, reach that kind of tail of energy behind you. Reach out to the top of your head. Inhaling back up. And one more time, exhale forward. Really reach forward and back. Bring that knee up on the inhale and just drop it. And then just kind of walk back and forth. Release any tension through your heel, through your ankle again. If you want, you can shake or twist out the ankle. And then send your energy down through the other leg and lift the opposite knee. And I'll just go at an angle to show you guys. So pushing your energy down through that bottom foot and out to the top of your head. And then starting to tip forward and reach that leg behind us. Flexing through the foot. And then inhaling, coming up. If you need to tap the foot in between, that's fine. Just exhaling back. Inhaling up. Exhaling, push out through the sole of your foot. Inhaling up. So this is opening up our the channels of energy that go through the back of the leg. They actually travel over the top of the head, down the spine, down the back of the leg, and then it comes back up that sole of the foot. So opening up all the energy there. Exhale forward. Inhaling up. And one last time, exhale, reach everything out. And then one last time, inhaling the knee in and down. And then again, one last time, you can drop the hands and just maybe shake through the ankles and the feet and the wrists. And now we're just gonna finish with those same breaths that we started with. And why we do this is because after we kind of like moved and shaked the energy around a little bit, we want to settle it back down so we're not leaving feeling scattered. So sink into your knees a couple of inches, feel your energy grounding through the bottoms of your feet, and turn the palms out. Relax your shoulders. And then inhale out and up, straighten your legs, look up to the palms of your hands. Exhale, allow your hands just to come down the front of the body. Feeling your hands can settle your energy back down. Pushing the energy down in the exhale, and then inhale, rising up. Exhale. Feel any scattered energy from your mind, just anchoring and settling into your heart, and then down through the belly and the bottoms of your feet. Inhaling, rising up. Imagine you're clearing, cleansing, and settling the energy down. Good. One more clearing breath, and then we're going to fill up that extra space we created. some new, fresh energy. So clearing it out. And now on the inhale, imagine you're gathering in new, fresh energy in between your palms. And hold the palms above your head so the palms are facing each other. Imagine that in between your palms, you're gathering in a little ball of golden sunlight. So feel like maybe some warmth or electricity or energy. You can even bounce your hands together a few times. See if you can feel a ball of energy between your hands. Imagining it's glowing ball of sunlight. And then you're going to bring that down to the top of your head. So you can bring that ball of golden sunlight like a crown onto your head. And then through the top of your head, you're going to bring the sunlight into through your face and eyes. Imagine it traveling through your neck and your chest and out through the belly, down to the feet. And once again, inhaling, gathering in energy between your hands, holding this golden ball of sunlight between your hands, and then bringing it right down through the top of your head. Imagining healing energy and light sending out to every cell in your body, sending it to your heart and lungs, all throughout your belly, down through the bottoms of your feet, and then one last time, gathering it in, holding it above you, bringing it right through your head like a crown. See it lighting up through your eyes, through your brain, through your face and neck. See that light traveling through your heart and lungs and out through your belly, down through your hips. And then when you get to the bottom, just drop your arms, your legs are straight, just standing. And take 2 breaths here in stillness. Breathing in and releasing it out. One last time, breathing in, exhaling it out.